Hello. Happy Monday. Monday, May 8th. My name is Leslie. I am the Plaid Poodle. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I just teach people how to make pretty things with stamps, paper, and ink. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. I go live every Monday and Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central, U.S. time. So I guess that would be Central time, would be U.S. time, right? So if you're here, say hello. I love to chat while we're crafting. It's a beautiful day here in Kansas City. Summer has arrived. It has been in the 90s all weekend, and I am so ready for it. So I hope it's nice where you are. I hope you're having a great Monday. Today we're going to make a fun three-dimensional project. It's a little bit trickier than a lot of my projects that I share on here, but I taught myself to do it, so I know you can learn to do it as well. And I hope that watching it, and I did a little template. I hope that will help. I just think it'll be fun, and it's especially fun for, I'll show you the project first. I was going to show you something else, but we'll go ahead and show you the project first since we're talking about it. It's, gee, mini Christmas. I do that all the time. Try and put myself in the corner, and then I end up clicking myself. It's a lined picnic basket, and I thought this would be a perfect little project for Mother's Day. It's May baskets, May Day. But I thought this would be so sweet for all the moms to be, and moms in, a lot of us fill in for moms, even if we have children or not, we fill in for, we play the mom role. So, I thought this would be a fun project to do this week. And besides the embellishment, the basket itself can be made without any special tools. The lining, I'm going to use my Simply Scored tool, and it will make the job a lot easier if you have a scoring board. But the basket itself can be made just with scissors and glue, and then you can embellish it however you want. But anyway, I'll let you be the judge. The paper I'm using for the lining is so sweet. I chose the Moody Mauve cardstock because I pulled it out of the flower center of that paper. It is from, and I wanted to especially mention this paper because I just came upon it by accident. It's the Delightfully Eclectic 12 by 12 paper. Most of Stampin' Up's paper packs come in 12 sheets of 12 by 12 paper or 48 sheets of 6 by 6 paper. This is 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, and it's only $30. So if you ordered 2 packs of 12 by 12 designer series paper, that would run you $25 for 24 sheets. This is $30 for 48 sheets. And when I saw that it was 48 sheets, look at that stripe. This will coordinate with some of our punches. I know we have a stamp set that would go lovely with those pretzels. This is the print I'm using in today's project. I'm loving the bubblegum pink stripe. This is a favorite of mine. You know how I like my blues. Anyway, it's front and back. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm dying. That is so cute. I love 12 by 12s. Look at this print. I love it. Anyway, I just wanted to point this out because you might miss it. If you're looking through the catalog, you might just think it's a 12 sheets of designer series paper. No, my friend, there are 48 sheets. This is great for scrapbooking. I love 12 by 12 sheets, and for all your little paper crafting projects. So I just wanted to point that out, that that is a great value, and I am in love with it. Anyway, back to our project. So this is the project we're going to make today. Like I said, it's pretty easy. I have made this basket in different forms through the years. You can probably go back through my videos on YouTube and you'll see this basket in different um, forms. But it's pretty simple to make and great for Easter. Like I said, May Day. I'm doing mine for Mother's Day. I think they'd be fun to put at each person's little place setting with a little some candies or whatever in there. I am starting. I made this one out of Moody Mauve, so I thought we'd try the second one using another coordinating color from this designer series paper, Bubblegum Pink. So let's make the basket first. I don't know how I should put it, this way or this way. You're going to need a piece of 5.5 by 6-inch cardstock or designer series paper. I've made these with designer series paper and they hold up well. And then you're going to need your Simply Scored tool. Now you could use a paper trimmer. If you're good with math, you'll figure this out. Now I went ahead and embossed this. This is an option to make it look kind of like wicker or you know, a straw basket, and I used one of the three. These are the basic 3D embossing folders. They're online exclusives. You get something that's kind of like, I should have brought the little samples out. They're kind of like starfish. I think they would make excellent poinsettias at Christmas time. There's just a polka dot, which is fun, and then this kind of crosshatch pattern, which I use to make it look like wicker. So I went ahead and ran that through. Now, of course, my paper is 5.5 by 6. So I ran it through one time, and then I scooched it over, and the remaining cardstock I ran it through again. So there's a little impression. You're going to see that. I don't know if you can even see it, but you don't see it on your finished product. It's not going to show. So I just embossed it. That is completely optional, just to make the basket look a little textured. So all the products I'm using today are in the description. If you're on Facebook, they're above. If you're on YouTube, they are below. Okay, so I've got my Simply Scored tool. Hi, Carol. How are you doing? I am doing better. Carol's asking how I'm feeling. I have had an ear infection for 2 weeks. I think the infection's gone. I'm done with my medicine. But I still have some fluid or something up there. I'm going to wait a few more days and then might have to go back and see what's going on, because this left ear of mine is pretty stopped up. Let's put it that way. Okay, so, but thanks for asking. This is a Simply Scored tool. If you love to make 3D projects, you have to have one of these. This is a must-have. So I am going to take my 5.5 by 6-inch piece of cardstock. I'm getting my little cheat sheet out here, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4 on all sides. I'm trying to figure out which side I want to be the outside. 1 3/4 on all sides. Really easy. Now the lining is what's going to be kind of the intermediate portion of the show. But I know you can do it, and it'd be a really fun project. Okay, so now I need to make sure that I'm cutting up on the proper lines. Okay, so you've got 3 rectangles here, 3 squares, 3 squares, and 3 rectangles. You are going to cut up on, I'll go ahead and fold these so you can kind of see the score lines. Sometimes it's hard to see the score lines. This may be a little longer video than I normally like to do because I know your time is valuable. I like to keep it at about 30 minutes, but this one may take a little bit longer, so bear with me. I want this to be the outside, so on this score line, I'm gonna just cut up right to this first score line. So I'm gonna have a tab over here. Like I said, I've made this basket many different times in different ways. They're fun to embellish. And they're pretty quick and easy to put together. So this is going to be our basket. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fold over these sides over this rectangle, and we're going to staple that. Hi, Kat. Wow, you are catching me live. Good to see you. So I'm pulling those sides over. Now we're going to add a handle. If I can find it, here it is. This is a 5/8 by 8.5 inch, and I went ahead and embossed it as well. So just like the square, it's not going to fit all the way. So you're going to put it in your embossing machine, emboss that much, and then turn it around, and the portion that is remaining to be embossed, just put it in and run it through that way. And then you can't even tell where the two met on that handle. So I did good on that one. Okay, then you're going to need a stapler. I've always done this with a stapler. You could probably use a very strong adhesive if you didn't use a stapler, but I am going to use a stapler, and I'm going to make sure that my handle kind of covers all of this seam here that are see how that's going to look once we add the handle. So I've got a tiny little V at the top. I'm just going to stick my stapler down in here, and then our handle will cover up that stapler as well. Staple. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and I try to kind of match the V, how big I made the little V on this side with this side. But once again, you just want to make sure that your handle is going to cover all that seam and the little V. It probably wouldn't matter if it showed, but kind of cleans it up a little bit. Oh, thank you. Kat says she loves the embossing folder. They add so much dimension. Yes, yes. You could make this basket without embossing it, but it is fun if you have something that you can use. Now I should point out, because I'm very jealous, in the catalog there's an embossing folder that is actually called Cane Weave 3D. There it is right there, and I wish I had it for today's project. I'm very jealous that I do not have that embossing folder, but if you have it or want it, this would be the perfect embossing folder for today's project. Also, if you don't have a catalog and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to get one out to you. This is our new annual catalog that just came out on May 2nd, and I haven't even got to play with a lot of my new stuff that I've ordered from it yet. Okay, we're going to save the handle. I'm going to put that on after we've added the lining. Now this lining part is tricky, and I hope I don't lose you here, but stay with me. And like I said, you'll have the video afterwards. You can replay it, pause, replay. I just think that lining adds so much and makes it look kind of like a little picnic basket, like a little Yogi Bear picnic basket. To do that, you're going to need a 6 by 6 inch piece of designer series paper, and I'm using my Simply Score tool. If you're very good with math, I think you could figure this out and use your trimmer, but most definitely this would make your life easier if you have a scoring tool. So I am going to turn it over to the opposite side. This is the side I want to show. And I'm going to take my stylus here at 5 inches, and I'm going to run it down that groove because I'm going to line up the corner, the top corner at the 5, and I want to make sure the bottom corner, let's move this up so you guys can see. Do that again. So I'm running my stylus down this 5. The top corner is at the 5, and then I want to make sure the bottom corner is right there at the 5. We're not gonna do anything. We just want to make sure everything's lined up like that. Hi, Stacy. Let me get my little cheat sheet out here, and I'll take a picture of this and send it to or put it on my blog later this afternoon when I do my blog post for this and it'll kind of help with where your lines go. So our we're going to hold it at, so that this is lined up with our 5 on the scoring tool. Then we're going to go to 2 1/4, and we're going to make a score line. Like I said, if you're very good with math, you could probably figure this out in a heartbeat and just use your trimmer, but I am not that good at math. Now our next one is going to be at 4 inches, and I'm still holding this so that my corners are in the 5-inch groove. Then I'm going to do another score line at the 6-inch mark. And like I said, I will have all of this scoring and measuring over on my blog, and then it will help you when you watch the video replay. And then 7 3/4. Okay? Now, if your paper has a pattern, which mine doesn't, it's scattered, so it doesn't matter. But if that would be important to you, I don't know what to tell you. pick something that doesn't have a distinct pattern. Okay, now we've got these vertical lines. I'm going to fold on here. Actually, this is the way it's supposed to go, just so it helps you see the lines. So there's all of our lines. Whoops. 2 1/4, 4, 6, and 7 3/4. Now we did it this way. I folded it opposite because I want this to be my lining, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to flip it so our lines are running horizontal, and we're going to line it up again at the 5, and I'm taking my stylus to go right down the groove, and I'm going to line this top corner up with the 5, and then make sure my bottom corner is lined up with the 5. Okay, now we've got these 2 horizontal lines here in the middle. We're going to take our ruler. That'll make it much easier to find the groove. And I'm going to line that up with the flat edge of my ruler right at the top next to the 4-inch groove. And then in between these 2 horizontal score lines, we're going to score. That's at 4 inches. Then we're going to do another one, same thing. Oops, make sure you're lining up with your 5. See, we can redo that because I kind of got it out of the thing. And we're going to do it at 6 inches. So I'm going to line my ruler up the flat edge at the top so it's nice and straight. Find that 6-inch groove. I'm going to scooch this over just a little bit. And then just between these 2 horizontal lines, so at 4 and 6, we're going to add those 2 little lines. Now, that doesn't look right. I hope I didn't screw this up. Oh, you guys, I did screw it up. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong number. Okay, forget 4 and 6. Let's rewind the tape. We're going to do it at 3 3/4. I'm going to have a few extra lines, but that's okay. 3 3/4, that's where the line should be. This should be a rectangle in the middle, not a square. When it turned out to be a square, I knew I did something wrong. So 3 3/4 and then 6 1/4. I hope that didn't confuse you. Okay. So that second line is going to be our score line. I'm just going to fold that a little bit so that reminds me that that's my line. But this, I'll have this diagram, this little template over on my blog, a picture, so you can see that. That's the hardest part is getting all those lines, but the scoring board helps greatly. All right, now we just have to make 4 cuts. And you're going to need a pen or a pencil. Here's my pen. Kat says she's got a scoring tool and hasn't even used it yet. Well, Kat, you need to pull that thing out and use it. Okay, this is I want this to be the lining of my basket, but I'm going to use this side because I think it's easier for you guys to see. We made these, I'm going to fold these little tiny triangles back and just get them out of the way. Here, I'll just put my template up here. So we're going to fold these and get them out of the way. So it's going to look kind of like that. Kind of like the Spaceship Enterprise. Now, we have these horizontal score lines. We need to make a mark 1 inch from this score line into this little area. So I'm going to put this on my grid paper and try and get my hands out of the way so you can see. I just dropped my pen. Do I have another one? I'm going to have to bend over. Hold on. Well, it went haywire. Here it is. We're so professional around here. Okay, so here's my score line. 1 inch from that score line is right here. So I'm going to make a little tick mark. And then here's the other score line. I hope you guys can see in that corner with my face there. Let me get that out of the way so you can't, so that's not in your way. There we go. So there's that score line. So 1 inch from that score line is right here. I'm going to make a tick mark. And then we have to go over to this corner, the opposite corner. There's our horizontal score line. Or, not really, never mind. I don't mean that. Here's our horizontal score line. So 1 inch from there, that's 1 1/2. And then here's the other horizontal score line. So 1 inch from that score line would be right here. So we've got 4 little tick marks. I hope you can see that. And then we're going to cut them. See my red jaggedy thing on my, so here's where these 2 score lines meet. We're just going to cut a little cut right up to where those 2 score lines meet on both sides. And it doesn't have to be neat and fancy. It's not going to matter. We're just going to fold these out of the way. It's just going to make it so we can get this in our basket. So again, where this score line and this score line meet, we're going to cut just a straight cut. It creates this little triangle. And over here, same thing. Okay, that was all the hardest part. And like I said, I will have this all over on my blog, and then maybe combined with the template and then my video, it'll be easy for you to do this on your own. Okay, so I am going to fold these little triangles that we just created out of the way, and I'm going to just glue them down. We don't need them. I don't want to cut them off because I want that nice folded edge so that the inside of my basket looks nice and neat. You might want to practice on some paper you hate, some ugly paper for your first try, which is what I did. It was not ugly paper. There's no such thing, is there? I'm using liquid glue. You could use any kind of adhesive. So we folded those triangles over, and now I'm going to fold these larger ones over, and I'm going to glue those down as well. These give you that finished edge on the sides of your lining, so there's not a raw edge. I really love that. Whoever created this is like a genius. Okay, now the fun part, we're going to put it in our basket. You know what, you guys? Okay, I thought I messed up. Now we've got these little extra flaps. We're just going to kind of fold them behind, and it's all going to fit in there, just like that. Isn't that cute how that works? So I'll do it again. You've got these extra little things. They'll tuck behind these flaps that we created, and then you'll just tuck it inside your basket. There we go. Then I'm going to take some whoops, that's not what I want. Where is my other U-pick tool? It probably fell on the floor too. We'll just use my little snips. I'm just going to tuck some glue dots once I've got it in here. I'm going to that's why I wanted my U-pick tool. Now don't pop out of there. I'm going to just stick about 2 or 3 in between the basket and the lining. Looks like it's like a lined picnic basket. I just love this. I hope you try it. I hope it's not too intimidating for you. Like I said, if I can figure this out, I know you can. And I will probably have these at my place settings for Mother's Day. I am hosting. I host everything. So my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and my mother will be here. So they will all get a little Mother's Day picnic basket. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the ends with the mini glue dots. It's just going to hold everything down. I could probably stick some liquid glue in there, but it would take a minute, and I don't want to take up any more of your time than I have to. Whoops, this little flap snuck out. There we go. Stephanie, this is the, I think it's called Everything Eclectic. I showed it at the beginning. It's kind of a secret in the catalog, and I was saying don't let it pass you by because you get 48 sheets, and I love it. And if you do a lot of paper crafting, it's just a value. It's only $30 for 48 sheets of 12 by 12. It's not a hostess thing. It's for anybody. So it's in the back by all the DSP. Lots of different prints, lots of florals. So what did I say? I didn't tell you the name. I just showed it. Delightfully Eclectic, 12 by 12. It coordinates with a couple of the punches. Some of the patterns do. Okay, look how finished that is. Oh, you ordered that DSP. Yes, I love it. This is the first time I've got to play with it. Okay, now I'm going to fold these outside flaps down. And you could leave them loose, kind of like, you know, the little fabrics just kind of flying in the wind out there in your picnic basket. But I went ahead and used some dimensionals and held mine down with that. They were a little wild, you know. They'd probably relax after a while, but I just thought let's hold them down with the dimensional. So they're still kind of flapping in the wind, but it's not tornadic conditions. Okay. So which ones are you liking better? This is the bubblegum pink. This is the moody mauve. I'm kind of liking the bubblegum pink. I don't know. Okay, here's our handle we made earlier. We're going to just glue that on, and I'm going to glue it so that it comes all the way down and covers up all the seam. And it just comes right down to the edge where these meet. I wanted to leave this open so it still looks like a little basket. Stephanie likes the bubblegum too. I'm thinking I like it too. I chose the Moody Mauve because I thought that the designer series paper had this flower centers looked kind of like the Moody Mauve, and it coordinated well with it. But the bubblegum pink is more light and airy. Maybe more girly? I don't know. So I'm just using some multi-purpose liquid glue. You could use your stapler again to staple this down because we're going to cover this side up with our tag. The back side you could put another little circle or flower or something to cover that staple up. But I'm just using the glue. And I'm going to decide which side looks prettier. So I think this one does. I think they look the same. All right, for our tags, we're going to stamp, and I am using, this is not a brand new, this is from our spring catalog that I just love. This is the Sweet Citrus, and I liked the Thanks a Bunch on here, and I like these little flower dies, so to embellish the tag. So that's kind of why I chose this one. It's a stamp set with coordinating dies. Here are a couple samples. I've probably shown these, what do you call it, ad nauseum. I've probably showed these samples too much, but I just love this stamp set. It has an embossing folder, so it's called a hybrid. You can emboss and die cut out. I love it. So I'm using the Thanks a Bunch from that one, and I just got a brand new pad of StazOn, so I'm using that instead of Memento. I always use Memento. And I couldn't decide if I wanted the flowers to be, I'm trying to find my sack of supplies here, on this one to be bubblegum or the Moody Mauve, kind of the contrast, but we'll decide. I'll let you guys decide. what you like. We'll do both. All right, so this is the StazOn, and I'm going to use one of the circles from the Stylish Shapes dies. I think it's this one, to cut it out. So I want to leave enough room. When you use StazOn ink, I'll just make it, I don't use it very often, but I did order a new pad and I thought I got to start using this. I really do like it with fonts and things like this. It gives a crisp image. Make sure that you use your StazOn cleaner. I've had this forever, so I don't even know if it's packaged this way, and it'll keep your stamps a little cleaner. Your photopolymer stamps are always gonna stain. They're gonna stain if you use a red, or probably the Moody Mauve would stain them. They're your tools, and it's okay. It's like a paintbrush. A paintbrush is never gonna look brand new if you use it. So don't worry about the staining. Just keep them clean and they'll last forever. All right, we're going to cut that out, and then I want to stamp the flower images. And we'll stamp it in both colors, and then I'll let you guys decide what you like. If you staple the handle, then you have the staple on the inside, so glue is better. That's true. Yeah, I like covering up the staple, but like I said, this is going to be covered up anyway, and you could cover the other one up with just an extra something something. Okay, we will do one in the Moody Mauve, and then I need to clean it, and we'll do one in the bubblegum pink. I think the bubblegum is so subtle that I don't know if I'm gonna like it, because it's just so subtle. See, you can hardly see it, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, and then by magic of television, I've already cut the flowers out, but I forgot to cut the no, I did. I thought, why would I cut the flowers out, not the sentiment out? So I've cut everything out ahead of time for us, because I just knew that lining would take a minute. Okay, so here are our bubblegum, and here are our Moody Mauve. So I'm going to put this on with dimensionals as well. What if you color the mauve one inside with the bubblegum? Oh, that's a great idea. I also thought of stamping onto with the Moody Mauve onto the bubblegum cardstock and cutting it out of there. Okay, so I'm going to put that. Did I do the right size? Yeah, it looks smaller. We're going to add a bow at the top. Well, I kind of like the lighter ones with the lighter. Although I kind of like that. I'm going with the darker, girls. Sorry. And then I just put these on with glue, I think. It's just a little bit more contrast. We'll add some rhinestones. Whoops. If I got enough glue on there. I'm going to move this up a little bit. There we go. Put that one right there. Okay. Oh, Stephanie doesn't like the Moody Mauve. I picked it. That's what makes the world go round. We all like different things. Okay, then I just have, this is just some white ribbon retired that I grabbed. I didn't have anything that I thought would go well with the pinks, so I just grabbed this, I think it's 1/8 of an inch satin ribbon. It's old as the hills. I think I have 20 spools of it. No, I don't have 20 spools of it. I just have a lot of it. I love this size of ribbon. I think it's because I can make halfway decent bows with it. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on there with a mini glue dot. Well, it helps when the glue dot sticks to the ribbon and not your finger. Yeah, I've colored, Stephanie says I could color the ribbon. I've done that before. It's kind of fun with the ink, running it through the ink pad and getting it, or using a Stampin' Blend to color them. That is a great idea. Okay. Let's trim these off. You never know. Does it go that way? There we go. There we go. And then we'll just add our rhinestones. Ouch, I just pinched my finger. I wish I could find my pick tool. I don't know where it went. Okay, I'm going to put a big one on this big flower. Then I think just 2 little ones. This always makes my hands feel like they're so big. Did you guys see? This is very random, but big hands made me think of, they're making fun of King Charles' fingers, and I didn't realize that if you look at some of the pictures from the coronation over the weekend, I did not watch it, but I've been reading and looking at, you know, social media about it. I think he has some kind of medical condition that he needs to check into, because he has the fattest fingers. They were calling him sausage fingers. I just thought of that when I said my hands feel so big. Okay, that's our lined picnic basket. Now, like I said, I've made this basket a million times, but I've never lined it, so I'm really excited. I think that's so cute. And that is the project for today. Thank you, Stephanie. Even if I used the Moody Mauve flower, I should have used the Moody Mauve for the thanks a bunch for the sentiment. That would have been fun too. So, oh, I took my face off so you guys could see that measurement, and then I forgot to put my face back. All right. I hope you guys tried this. I know that lining and all that scoring and cutting was a little intimidating, but like I said, I will have all that measurements and the replay of this video over on my blog later. And hopefully if you just go, step by step, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can, and I would love to see it. So please share with me if you do make one of these baskets. I would love to see it. All right. I will be back Wednesday, I think. Yes, Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central for coffee and a card. We'll be making a card. We won't be making a project. A lot of times on Mondays, I like to do 3D just to change it up a little bit. So if I can come up with something, and I saw those and I thought those would be great Mother's Day little party favors. So that's why we did the baskets today. So. Thanks for joining me. You guys are so fun and you're so kind. We will talk soon. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.